Earlier this week in Congress, ActBlue's head testified and confessed that, yes, they got billions of dollars of donations in the last couple of election cycles from overseas credit cards. And of course, they've been caught taking the names of tens of thousands of innocent Americans, including prominent Republicans even, and giving massive donations in them names with somebody else's credit cards. Absolute money laundering, cut and dry. And now it's come out, and I'll link to some of the investigations below, that ActBlue has been the main group funding protests and assaults and attacks on Tesla dealerships around the United States, and other leftist groups are funding them in Europe. Pure intimidation and bullying to try to stop the head of DOGE, Elon Musk, from doing the incredibly important work he's doing, exposing these criminals.
And Elon Musk is absolutely under attack. In close to a dozen cities, there is a coordinated effort to destroy Elon Musk, to do damage to his Cybertrucks, to his cars, to his dealership, to his reputation. Earlier today, there was a massive full-scale attack on the X Twitter platform. We're going to be going through all of that. So thank you so much for joining me. But first, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky reportedly apologized to U.S. President Donald Trump for perceived disrespect during a contentious White House visit on February 28, 2025. President Trump said, "If this apology is real, I want you to put it in writing." So a letter was sent to President Trump. The meeting intended to negotiate a deal on Ukraine's rare earth minerals, but it devolved into a heated exchange. Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance accused Zelensky of ingratitude towards the United States and U.S. taxpayers who are funding and supporting Ukraine's defense against the Russia attack, with President Trump calling him disrespectful and gambling with World War III. The clash witnessed by the media led to Zelensky's abrupt departure without signing a deal. He then went and complained over in Europe, where European leaders said, "You need to get down on your knees and beg President Trump and the United States of America to continue to fund this war, or else it will be over." Now, I personally believe that Volodymyr Zelensky hates Donald Trump. I think that he just absolutely has bad feelings towards him. He wanted Kamala Harris to win, which is why he campaigned with her. He wanted Biden to stay in office because of the blackmail that he had on him. And now we know that he hates Elon Musk, and I'll tell you more about that. But let me go back to what Alex Jones was saying so that you can hear it directly from him.
Earlier this week in Congress, ActBlue's head testified and confessed that, yes, they got billions of dollars of donations in the last couple of election cycles from overseas credit cards. And of course, they've been caught taking the names of tens of thousands of innocent Americans, including prominent Republicans even, and giving massive donations in them names with somebody else's credit cards. Absolute money laundering, cut and dry. And now it's come out, and I'll link to some of the investigations below, that ActBlue has been the main group funding protests and assaults and attacks on Tesla dealerships around the United States, and other leftist groups are funding them in Europe. Pure intimidation and bullying to try to stop the head of DOGE, Elon Musk, from doing the incredibly important work he's doing, exposing these criminals. So, whether it's the Soroses funding Antifa and color revolutions, or big dark donors, dark money, hidden money, being given for all these different campaigns that we've seen against Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and his confirmation. It's the same criminal cabals that are doing it, and DOGE is literally cutting off most of the government money that they've been getting from USAID, of course, the EPA, and other big illegal slush funds. It came out last week that John Podesta, one of the top people in the Democratic Party, was over a $370+ billion slush fund, tens of billions of it going in just the last election cycle of the Democrats. This is cut and dry. Pam Bondi, the AG, Kash Patel, the FBI director, have cut and dry evidence, and it's being reported that all those groups, ActBlue, you name it, the USAID operatives, the EPA people, are all under criminal investigation. So expect major indictment soon. As promised a week ago, Pam Bondi is now basically removed or forced to resign a whole bunch of top FBI and DOJ officials in the Southern District that have been suppressing the Epstein files. And she said last week an entire truckload was delivered to her and that she'll be releasing it soon. Only the names of the victims redacted. So far, they've been doing everything they say they would do. But as the vice president said when he was asked, hey, why aren't there more deportations? He said Rome wasn't built in a day. They've already cut border crossings by 94%. They're deporting thousands a day, and they're really escalating their operations up as they get more people in. So overall, I'm very, very impressed by Trump, by Musk, by DOGE, by the vice president, by everybody. This is a real change that we're seeing. And as Trump said, the globalists had all these policies in place to keep us poor and to control Americans, and he is reversing all of those, but it's going to take time. I'm actually very impressed by how fast they're moving. They're not God, folks. But they are definitely trying to do the best job they can to turn this country around. I'm very, 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 very excited about that. Very, very thankful to all of you that voted for Trump and got behind Trump. But we've got a lot more to do, and we need to support what they're doing and be their eyes and ears on the ground. God bless you all. Please follow me right here on X at Real Alex Jones and read the reports below about ActBlue funding all of this bullying, intimidation, and soft terrorism. They need to go to prison.
All right. I agree with Alex Jones. President Trump and his cabinet are moving at lightning speed. However, we have to be patient because there is so many problems that have to be unraveled from the Biden administration. We know that they're doing a good job. Sadly, because of the attacks that are now coming on Elon Musk and also on Tesla. I want to get into that. But first, I just want to remind you, ActBlue is the fundraising arm for the Democrat Party. They are now under investigation and accused of bringing in billions and billions of dollars through fake small donations. Basically, they find little old grandmas and grandpas, and they fund hundreds or thousands of micro donations with money from overseas in order to take out Republicans, win seats, go for the presidency. Well, now it's been discovered that 5 major players with ActBlue are a part of organizing and funding attacks on Elon Musk and Tesla. Elon Musk has publicly expressed concern about ActBlue, a predominant Democrat fundraising platform, linking it to violent protests and attacks on Tesla dealerships across the United States. Musk posted on X that an investigation revealed 5 groups: Troublemakers, Disruption Project, Rise and Resist, Indivisible Project, and Democrat Socialists of America, all allegedly funded by ActBlue, were responsible for the damage and the protests. He also named high-ranking Democrat donor George Soros and Reid Hoffman as ActBlue funders, suggesting a coordinated effort against Tesla. Musk also noted that ActBlue is under investigation for allowing illegal foreign donations, violating campaign finance law, and highlighted the resignation of 7 senior officials, including the Associate General Counsel, as evidence of turmoil exists. Essentially, ActBlue is now under investigation, and they're all jumping ship because they know what is going to be found by Pam Bondi and other state attorney generals. Now, Musk's stance reflects his belief that these protests are not organic, but orchestrated by political adversaries, possibly in retaliation to the success of DOGE under President Trump. He has described ActBlue as something stinks about ActBlue, and they must be investigated. Now, I'm hoping that they will. Now, late last night, another 4 Tesla trucks were burnt to a crisp in the Seattle area. Down in Texas, over 30 had all of their wheels stolen, windows smashed in, vandalism, destruction at different Tesla dealerships around the country, including in New York. So, I mean, Elon Musk and Tesla are definitely under attack. And here's what Representative Tim Burchett of Tennessee had to say about the success and the worry he has for Elon Musk
And all you're seeing right now is the graft, and that's why the left is pitching such a fit, because Elon Musk very bravely has stated there is a paper trail, and it will lead us to where this is. And you know good and well that stuff's going to go right out of the American taxpayer's back pocket, right into the pockets of politicians. In the past, we've seen it go into campaigns. That's been documented through some other funding sources. But now I think you're going to see some people should go to jail, and possibly members of Congress.
So possibly members of Congress, because what the suspicion is that the money is going out of the government under Democrat-run administrations, and it could be getting recycled back in campaign donations. Do you have hard evidence for why members of Congress should go to jail?
Well, if they're involved in it, and if their family members are profiting from it, then you're dadgum right, they should. Absolutely, 100%. And honestly, if it's going in their campaigns, it's going into something else. These NGOs are very well documented by Elon Musk. He explained to us pretty easy how they do it. Some billionaire will put $1 million and form some NGO with a great name. It'll have $1 million in their account and have a few prominent people on their board. And then the federal government's looking for places, Democrats are looking for places to dump these tons of stolen taxpayer money into an NGO, and then they take it and they filter it out among their board members and their political friends. And that's the way it works, and he's going to document it. And that's why you're seeing him pitch such a fit. And also, I think someone ought to look at all the young members that are out there on the ledge on this thing pitching a fit about it. All they're doing is these old timers are allowing them to walk the plank so they can do their dirty work, and their hands are never touching it.
Yeah, we found names like, Obama's Transportation Secretary Anthony Fox, Michael Regan. Michael Regan is Biden's EPA chief. Nancy Pelosi, Barbara Lee, Gavin Newsom touted a nonprofit involved in this. We have, Democrat mayors like Bill de Blasio, LA Mayor Eric Garcetti. So it's very deep. Obama's OMB aides, his Energy Department people. So, Congressman, your point is well taken. We'd love to get your reaction, please, to Elon Musk revealing the staggering dollar amount that DOGE is finding every day. Watch.
What we do is in consultation with the cabinet secretaries and with their departments.
You know how to read an income statement, and you know how to read a balance sheet. You've had some business experience. I'm kidding, but yeah, you know about this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, really, I just don't want America to go bankrupt.
All right. Let me know what you guys think of Representative Tim Burchett saying that he's confident that there are going to be members of Congress, names that you and I know, that are going to be arrested as they start following the paper trail and the money trail of where our stolen taxpayer money is going. This is our money that was supposed to be for the good of America, stolen and used to invade us, to cram transgender bullcrap down our throats, to try to trans our children. More and more is going to come out, and he's saying, you watch, there's going to be members of Congress that are arrested. Now, the X platform, which Elon Musk owns, was attacked today. They tried to take it down, to take down the entire social media platform. According to Elon Musk, those cyber attacks are coming from IP addresses in the country of Ukraine. This means that people in Ukraine are actively working through hacker tech and other ways of bringing down Elon Musk and the X platform. They're trying to sabotage him for being successful and donating all of this time in order to help DOGE clean up the federal government. Now, these guys are nuts because Starlink internet has been provided by Elon Musk. They literally wouldn't stand a chance against Russia if it wasn't for Starlink. Talk about cutting off your nose in order to spite your face. But this is just really sad. Now, I'm personally on Zelensky's kill list for telling the truth about the Russia-Ukraine war. I can literally never go to that part of Europe or else they might try to kill me. I'm just a little old guy from Utah. Now imagine what they want to do to Elon Musk. All right, now I have more big stories, including some big reactions, and we're naming names on who is getting stolen taxpayer money. But first, a word from our sponsor. Are you living paycheck to paycheck wishing you had an extra income stream? Perhaps you've always wanted to own a home-based business, but didn't know where to start or have a blueprint for exactly how to make money. I've recently partnered with a group that shows people exactly how to make money from home. Think about the people in your life that have lots of money. They either took a long time to get there, they inherited it, or they own a business. Now, data proves most wealth in America comes from business ownership. And I want to invite you to a free training tomorrow to learn about building a home-based business following a proven strategy. Their blueprint will show you exactly what to do and how to make the money. In a few hours a day, you could have a nice income to help take pressure off your monthly finances. Or, like many in the group, it could become a full-time gig making more money than you're making right now. I love bringing news to my community, but also introducing you to opportunities to help you get more money. Follow the link below for the free training tomorrow. This home-based business isn't complicated. It's connected to a multi-billion-dollar industry with over 20 million regular buyers. I'll be on there tomorrow, so I'll see you tomorrow, but make sure to register for the free training down below. All right, now, earlier today, Director of National Intelligence, the DNI, Tulsi Gabbard, acting on executive orders from President Donald J. Trump, revoked the security clearance of several prominent figures from the Biden administration, including former Secretary of State Antony Blinken, former National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, and former Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco. This sweeping action also targeted 51 former intelligence officials who in 2020 lied, signing a letter suggesting that the Hunter Biden laptop story was Russian disinformation, a claim later disputed, and now he's in lawsuit against it and doesn't even have the money to finish the lawsuit. You'll also remember that earlier, President Trump revoked the security clearance for Letitia James, Alvin Bragg, Mark Zaid, lawyer Norm Eisen, who brought the impeachments against him, as well as Andrew Weissman. They all lost their security clearance. The directive further terminated former President Biden's daily presidential briefing, a critical intelligence summary provided to presidents every single morning. This move, executed by President Trump, seeks to cut off top secret and classified information for those that not only hurt Trump, but hurt the United States of America. All right, now, I want to play a video for you from Glenn Beck over at The Blaze, where he talks about how just before Biden left office, they gave $2 billion to an organization that only raised $100. That's how pathetic they were. That's how much nobody cared about their organization. But as a major favor from President Biden, they handed out $2 billion to a different group who literally had no experience, a ghost group by the name of United Climate Fund. They were given $7 billion, $2 billion more than it would have cost to build the entire southern border wall. Now, this is all being exposed, including 8 other NGOs that received the lion's share of the money. But basically what Biden was doing was stashing money around the country for later use. Let's see what Glenn Beck had to say about this.
Biden-Harris administration, via the EPA, handed over $7 billion of your money to a ghost called the United Climate Fund. This was all part of a $20 billion jackpot from the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund. That was tacked in and tucked in so you couldn't really find it in the so-called Inflation Reduction Act that had nothing to do with reducing inflation. Nothing. Then the mask slips off. We find out that they were funneling cash to power-forward communities. That thing is tied to Stacey Abrams. No transparency on that, no accountability. It's just a shell. She had only raised $100. That's all she could raise for her own organization. In December, it was Project Veritas that caught an EPA official spilling the truth on this one. He said this was an insurance policy against Trump winning. Now, what does that mean? So all it was a desperate cash dump before the clock ran out. Now, under the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, they blew the lid off of this thing. The $20 billion was stashed at Citibank. It's being clawed back now by the government. It isn't incompetence. It's calculated theft.
I love what he said there at the end. This wasn't incompetence by Biden and other White House officials. This was calculated theft of American taxpayer money. So now, gratefully, as Glenn Beck said there, they were able, through the paper trail, through that money trail, which will put many members of Congress in jail, I believe, they were able to find that money trail. That money was hidden at Citibank. $20 billion of stolen taxpayer money hidden in Citibank. They're now filing lawsuits for Citibank to release that $20 billion. You guys, that's 4 times the cost of building the wall to make America safe again. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about this? They were obviously systematically trying to destroy the United States of America. This was calculated theft. This was favors. This was future pay to play, and they got caught. Now, I want the money back, and I want someone to go to jail because this is theft. This is white-collar crime facilitated by President Biden and the White House. All right, I also want to react to Representative Jasmine Crockett, who says that illegals illegally coming into the country isn't illegal, and that ICE and the FBI and DHS shouldn't spend their time going after criminals and murderers and rapists. Instead, they should be trying to get the biggest criminal in the country out of the White House, Donald Trump. Let's go ahead and watch this together.
Local law enforcement, they are always going after crime. And they don't say, oh, you committed a murder? Oh, but you're an immigrant? Well, let me let you go, right? So they are always focused on crime. They continue to say things like the illegals and that they broke the law coming in. But what they're not telling the American people is that it is a civil violation. It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. It's not a criminal. It's a crime. It's not a crime, which is why they're so frustrated, because they really want our local law enforcement to go out and round up people when they could be looking out for the murderers and the sexual abusers as well as the robbers. They want them to go and round people up on civil accusations. And so that's why I wanted to point out, don't give me this fake outrage about criminals roaming our streets when you guys stand 10 toes down for the biggest criminal that we have ever seen go into the White House.
All right, let me know in the comments, what do you think of her saying that Donald Trump is the biggest criminal in America? Not the people violating women, not the criminals roaming our streets, not the people stealing from us, attacking people on the streets, hurting children, but Donald J. Trump. I want you to let me know, is he a crook or a hero? Is he the guy that you wanted in office? It's who I voted for. I don't think he's a criminal. I think he's actually a very good president, and I think he's doing a very good job. But these radical Democrats, they have such Trump derangement syndrome and such Elon derangement syndrome. They're literally attacking him 24 hours a day on the mainstream media. And now, in the case of Elon Musk, they're physically attacking his cars, his dealerships. It's really, really sad. In fact, over the weekend, J.D. Vance had an entire mob of mainstream media people yelling at him, cursing, trying to track him down. And he stopped. He gave a little press conference. But at the end, he said, if your tactic to get information out of me is to track me down while I have my 3-year-old, you're a piece of crap human being. And you shouldn't do that, right? Children should be off limits. And yet the mainstream media and the Democrats, they go after this stuff. All right, that's my news update for today. If you could, please give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, stay amazing, and I will see you on the next video.